All right, my name is Brian Banks. Thank you for joining me on your career day. Can you give us your name?
My name is Angela Chih.
All right, Angela, where is your hometown?
My hometown is pretty much where my family is because I grew up traveling. Well, not traveling, but I grew up moving around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider Hong Kong, China my hometown
Okay,
because I spent 13 years of my childhood there.
okay. And what is your current career title?
My current career title is Senior Graphic Designer and Data Analyst.
Okay. And what does that entail?
So I do a lot of print and digital work for the
Mhm.
company, and I also do the data analytics for the sites that we build for our clients.
Okay. And what type of education is required?
Art and having an art and design background,
Mhm.
basically, more
Okay.
so, but it doesn't really require you to have those skill sets per se if you don't go to undergrad for an art degree, but you've always been passionate with it. You can still apply for these kind of positions as well.
Okay. Now, I should back up and ask you the data analytics that you're doing for these sites. What are you looking for in those?
I pretty much create like the studio PDF forms of particular informations from the sites that the brand wants. So
Okay.
currently, our main client that I focus on is with Kellogg's,
Mm-hmm.
the cereal brand, but they actually own Pringles and Morningstar Farms and
Mm-hmm.
RX Bar. So we also do all their site maintenance.
Okay.
And what I usually do is go through most of them to double check that there are the codes installed into them for Google
Mhm.
Analytics and then
Okay.
grab all the information that they need.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying. Now, what type of person is best suited to do what you do?
Anyone that's a go-getter and that can get along with people
Mm-hmm.
um, in their work environment. This is, I guess you could say, a fairly recent position that I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
since COVID started, but also I graduated with a master's degree right after like COVID began.
Okay.
So I'm super grateful for this job, but before this, I was actually working in the airline industry and was pivoting towards a health background.
Okay. All right. Um, you just talked about it a little bit. Can you talk about your role to your current position? How'd you get here where you are right now?
I got here through applying to 200 different jobs right after graduation. But while I was in grad school, I was also continuing freelancing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that since I graduated from undergrad at Michigan at Art
Okay.
and Design. And through that, I went on Indeed and found this position where they tested me on my art skills and I got a grade saying I was only proficient. And I was like, I've done this for like 10 years. How can I only be proficient? I should be great at it.
Yeah.
But they saw it and that I guess I passed and I went immediately from the phone interview call and went to the on-site interview immediately and then got hired. So I started off as a part-timer contractor because I
Mhm.
hadn't graduated from master's yet.
Right. Okay.
And then I kept working while doing finishing up my master's and then turned into full-time.
Okay. Um, how did you know this was the career for you?
I always liked food,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of great that their um, client was Kellogg's, and they
Yeah.
needed somebody that could do print work. And during undergrad years, I worked at the Michigan Daily
Mm-hmm.
at the newspaper, and I was the co design production editor. So that kind of helped me get my foot in the door
Mm-hmm.
to know all of the Adobe InDesign and Illustrator and Photoshop
Yeah.
skills. And so they really needed someone as soon as possible. And because my company is more of a digital marketing background, they didn't have someone that understood a lot of the print aspects of things.
Okay.
And then with my master's degree, because it's information science, I dabbled in user experience, which required a lot of art and design background for graphic work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also dabbled in data science along with library science together for the fun of it in case.
Yeah.
Um, and knowing like most artworks are like physical artworks are a dying art form, including library science. I enjoy the physicality of a newspaper
Yeah.
or like a magazine. Um, but I also appreciate how everything goes online and is digital at the same
Right.
time.
All right. So my final question. What advice would you give to someone that might want to follow in your footsteps?
I would say don't give up
Okay.
and be humble at the same time. Don't be too overly, what's the word, like confident of yourself and
Mm-hmm.
rude about asking. The first thing that I like learned from my friends and coworkers was
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people first off the bat would negotiate salary or ask about the money things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I personally take it aback because it's like asking someone how much you make on a yearly basis. So
Yeah.
just like be aware and be respectful about like how you go into your interviews, but don't give up either.
Yeah.
Just because one person says they don't want you or you're like, but they can only pick one, doesn't mean your life's gonna end. Just keep looking, or you can always network, and that other person that was the top two might not want it because they got another better offer, or they had family situations that just couldn't align. You don't know. So
Yeah. Good advice. Well, Angela, I appreciate your time. Thank you for doing this. As always, I appreciate you and wish you all the best moving forward.
thank you, Brian. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences so far in the line. So
Oh, you're welcome.